URI with their first big play here of this second half as they're faced with a 3rd and 14. Just under 9 minutes to go in this third quarter. URI trailing by 8. Hickson wants to throw. He's in trouble. Fumble. And BU with a big play. John Schaefer, touchdown.
BU's enjoying that score.
Crazy game, isn't it?
It sure is. And the one thing you're taught from Pop Warner on up is protect the football. You know, there's one football and 22 players on the field, so that gives you an idea which is more important. And here Hickson just gets it stripped, picked up.
That's a good play by Schaefer. He went right for the ball.
It's a great play, and that's something he'll treasure the rest of his life because that's not going to happen very often for him.
"36 yards with the fumble recovery. The point after is good, and BU has stretched it out now to a 28-13 lead, which may not be indicative of the way this game is played so far, but it is indicative of the Terriers' season to this point.
You know, I think when you're winning too much.
You are looking at the number.
Hey, want to see the Bulls in New Jersey?
Not those Bulls, these Bulls.
Michael going to work.
It's the New Jersey Nets versus the best in the NBA 7-game plan with all NBA forward Derek Coleman, playmaking sensation Kenny Anderson, and all of Coach Chuck Daly's hard-driving Nets.
Hey, want to see Sir Charles in Jersey?
Not that Charles, this Charles. Here comes Sir Charles. More good stuff from Jersey. The New Jersey Nets.
For the third straight season, Sports Channel proudly presents an exclusive for our baseball fans. Baseball's greatest games, the great moments, the milestones, the magic. On the premiere, it's Game 7 of the 1968 World Series. With the Cardinals and Tigers deadlocked, the World Championship was riding on one game. Bob Gibson and Mickey Lolich would duel for glory or defeat. Baseball's greatest games premieres Monday at 7 on Sports Channel.
John Schaefer feeling pretty good along the sidelines. 28-13 now, a 15-point lead. Another look.
There John comes from the back. The ball's tipped. He stays with it, picks it up, and runs for a touchdown.
Get that nice charity hop there. Comes right up around the
Absolutely.
knees.
Any way it takes. Now he gets swarmed in the end zone. Celebrate. They deserve it.
Butler and Swistak are back deep.
That's a sign of a good team. When a quarterback is struggling and the offense is struggling, the defense picks it up and actually scores. So that's just a team that's winning and is aware of the football and aware of the circumstances and making the plays when it has to.
And you're especially right when you say a team that's winning, and that the way this second half had opened up, the momentum was on URI's side right to that point. And they had the ball in BU territory, a chance maybe to get to within one, and then all of a sudden now they're down better than 2 touchdowns. You're hot, you're hot.
Yeah, you are. And if you're a URI fan, you went to get a sandwich from the refrigerator, came back, and you wouldn't know what hit you. Feeling good about your team and the way they're moving the ball in the second half, and all of a sudden a big turnover and touchdown.
I think URI fans, though, in general, have a lot to probably feel pretty good about it. You look at people like Apgar and Hickson and Jourdain and Butler, and they're all first-year players.
That's a great recruiting class.
Unusual to get that many good players at skill positions in 1 year.
You know, and coming off a one-win season, it was truly a great recruiting year.
Butler, the freshman, takes it at about the 10, 20, 25, still got a lot of time to go here in the third quarter, but URI is at least 2 scores down, and they need a conversion, 2-point conversion, being down 15, and possessions will start to become important to them. Dixon, there's the pitch. Jourdain trying to stretch it out top of the screen, and he's hit and popped out of bounds by Pablo Rodriguez. Call it a pick up a 3.
Just a quick toss to Jourdain, and good defense.
Pablo.
Wake-up call.
Yeah. Yeah. Pablo's still liking that one.
Telling his teammates how he did it.
2nd and 7. Hickson looking to throw over the middle, has a man, and it's caught. Then fumbled, and no, incomplete is the call. Looked like it was caught. Ralph Zednik, the tight end, seemed to have a pretty good handle on it. Let's take another look.
And again, Zednik's a big target, real good hands. And he really never had control of it.
No, never did. Had it for a long time, but he never had control of it. Third and 7. Jourdain trying to pick it up, and he won't as he gets out to about the 35-yard line. Condi and May both in on the stop. And so 3, and you're done for URI. John May will go back deep for BU. Line drive kick taken by May at about the 25. May, and again, good coverage by the URI special teams. May is down at the 30-yard line, and that's where Robert Doherty will come back out. Now, the Ram defense has really played well. I could honestly say probably 6 of the last 7 possessions BU has had. The Ram defense has played very well.
They have, and certainly now's the time that they have to really rise to the occasion and start thinking about turning the ball over themselves.
As conservative a play as you will see, Benaglio, the ball carrier from BU, pickup of about 5 or 6. Let's call it 2nd and 4. URI unable to get on track on the ground. You've got a whistle. The pass to Henderson is nullified.
Good ball, foul. False start on the offense.
BU's made a lot of mistakes for a good team here this afternoon.
Yes, they have. It's uncharacteristic of them, and they are kind of shooting themselves in the foot with their penalties and the delay of game penalty. It's something that they've been relatively free of during the course of the year. They're a little rattled. Doherty certainly is not his best today, and
No.
and coupled with the way URI is playing defense, it's really presented problems for him.
2nd and 9 as Doherty looks to throw. Going deep over the middle. Myers is there, and it's knocked away at the last second. Nice defensive play by Dan Sullivan. The BU crowd thinking he got there a little early. No flags, though.
Well, I think Dan might have thought he got there a little early himself. He looked right back to the official. Doherty going up on top for the quick one. And as you see, Dan gets his hand in there the last second. It was a good play.
Doherty throwing into the wind, and that may have been a factor there as Myers really had his man beat. He had to slow up and wait for the football. 3rd down and 9. Doherty again, quick pass this time, looking for the tight end, Francisco, and he hit him right in the hand.
Well, I think it's the first time he's gone to Francisco, and probably maybe the last time after that.
Said Paul's got great size at 6'6" and about 235. The URI defense has again responded. And Butler makes an interesting catch, and we've got a marker down on it. I didn't think there was any contact there. Maybe there was. Butler signaled for a fair catch. Todd Farrell was the nearest Terrier.
This is going to be interesting. If I was a BU coach right now or player, I'd be scratching my head.
Interference with the opportunity to catch on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Goodness.
You know, your back's to the play. You really don't see the ball, and you're trying to avoid contact. I don't.
The official who made the call was on the other side. I mean, he had Butler in between his position and Farrell. 8 penalties, 77 yards. Dan Allen will not at all be happy with that stat at the end of the game. Little running room there for Cameron Pooler, who gets it up to about the 46-yard line. Padilla in on the stop. Make it a 2nd and 4 for Rhode Island. URI down 28-13, but you have the feeling not out of this game by a darn sight. There's the give, Pooler again, and powers it all the way down to about the 43. A couple of impressive runs for Cameron here in his first 2 carries of the second half.
The stutter step, he just runs past the middle linebacker, puts his head down for extra yardage. You know, the way the URI defense is playing, it gives the offense an opportunity to stay with the running game because it gives the coach confidence in your team, being able to stop an offense like the U and offensively being able to both run and throw the ball.
The URI defense has spent most of this third quarter on the field. Staying with what works. Here's Pooler up the middle, and he gets it down to about the 37-yard line. Andrew Brennan in on the tackle for the Terriers.
Yeah, you got to give the offensive line for Rhode Island a lot of credit. They're opening huge holes, and you know, it's to their benefit the way they've hung in, and they're still playing hard in the third quarter.
Just about 5 minutes to play in this quarter. URI driving, 2nd and 4. Ball on the 37. Kicks in. Oh, there's a fumble loose. And the Terriers have gotten it back. 2 critical mistakes here by URI in this third quarter. And BU gets the football back at their own 38-yard line. John Hubbard coming up with the loose ball.
Rhode Island came into this game with a -7 in the giveaway takeaway category, and you don't know if it's youth or whatever. There's a lot of freshmen playing and young players, and the experience factor may come in. But certainly, when you're playing against a team as good as the U, you cannot give them added opportunities.
Chris Hickson put that handoff right on the shoulder pad of Cameron Pooler. Doherty looking to capitalize immediately, and that's knocked down. Eric Jenkins got a piece of that at 6'6" and 245.
It's become a very popular play as far as rush defensive linemen. If you're not beating your guy, just to kind of maintain your position, and if you're tall like Eric, get your arms up.
2nd and 10 for the Terriers. Trying to capitalize on the second break they have received in this third quarter. Doherty kind of scramble 25-yard line, but you have a feeling this one's coming back. Frankly, I can't even think of any other penalty that could be called back there other than
No.
offensive holding.
Holding, offense.
It's got to be hard,
Stay from the
Steve.
spot of the foul, repeat second down.
It's got to be hard on an offensive lineman when you have someone like Doherty who starts to scramble and you're not watching, you're trying to hold your block, and all of a sudden the guy you're trying to block takes off in a different direction.
You're absolutely right. As silly as this may sound, the guy that has his running ability puts added pressure on the line because you never, with a true drop-back passer, you know where he is. With a guy like Doherty, who might be anywhere, it just puts more pressure on you to contain your man, and oftentimes you end up holding.
Pass was complete to Stevenson, gets it out to about the 28-yard line. Rob DeSalvo in and the stop for URI.
Well, Rhode Island will be happy if he keeps throwing the ball underneath like this. Just come up and make the tackle. And you know, if Rhode Island continues to play like they have defensively, it's going to be a defensive meeting Monday that's going to be a pretty happy meeting.
4 minutes straight up to go here in the third quarter. Doherty still trying to solve this Rhode Island defense. Trying to run with it. And he gets caught from behind out at about the 37-yard line. Make that the 34-yard line. Eric Jenkins bringing him down. That brings up a fourth down. So again, the Ram defense is equal to the task. Rhode Island came into this game with their defense ranked second overall in the Yankee Conference, and they are showing it. Butler again, little room this time, takes it out to the 45-yard line, and good field position for a third time in this third quarter for the Rhode Island Rams, but they've been unable to put any points on the board, trailing 28-13. They've turned it over twice in this third quarter. Had every opportunity, Steve, to make a game of it here in the third.
Oh, they have, and it's rather disheartening for them the way they've controlled this quarter and still being outscored 7-0. And you know, the time starts to become a factor now. You've got 3 minutes left in the third quarter, and they've got to start putting points on the board after these drives.
Hickson, they give some running room here near side, and out of bounds goes Cameron Pooler, who has really had a fine third quarter. John May eventually takes him out. Another first down for Rhode Island. And another BU injury.
Pooler has played a lot today, and he's come up with some big runs. Rhode Island kind of getting away from their one-back offense and going with Pooler and Jourdain and mixing them up very well.
Yes, Kevin Kalfas, the free safety and linebacker.
Well, this could be a big problem for BU with Kevin down, since he is the backup for Mark Fosse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we discussed earlier about their depth. Now there's a possibility of the guy who's the third-string middle linebacker playing, and that's a pivotal position, you know, with the calls and everything else. So be added pressure on the BU defense.
And it's no coincidence that Cameron Pooler and the URI running game have come alive here in the third quarter with Mark Fosse out of the game.
Oh, you're right. Take a guy like Mark Fosse out of that lineup, and holes seem to get bigger. And again, this loss now, you've got a depth chart. Now you've got your third middle linebacker in, and it'll be interesting.
This was something that Dan Allen, who was helping his player up there, told me before the game. He said, Mike, we are just not a deep football team. He said, no one could be more pleased to be 6-0 than I am, but we have. I said, how's your team this afternoon? He said, coming into this afternoon's game, Quentin Scott, who's the backup defensive end, is the only guy who can't play. He said everybody's healthy.
Yeah, he's doing something right, and I think what they're going to do is put an outside linebacker, Jose Condi, in his middle linebacker spot again. A place where Jose probably really never practices during the week, so it's going to be a test for him.
1st and 10 for the Rams. There's the pitch. And a pickup of maybe 2 there's a lot of things that Hickson can do well, but he just does not look comfortable on the option play.
Right, and it's not an option when he's running it, Mike. It's a pitch.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to put pressure on a defense, you've got to really sell that option, and he just doesn't do it. He stutter steps, and he's just looking for the opportunity to pitch the ball.
There's a look at Condi, who's at the middle linebacking spot now. 2nd down and 9. Pooler remains the single setback. I think Hickson's going to look for Apgar on one of these plays. You give to Pooler again, top of the screen, little running room. And let's see, Pooler's out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. That's going to bring up about a 3rd and 5.
You know, a lot of times players need opportunities to play, and Pooler is one of those guys. He shows great quickness, and, you know, he hasn't really had an opportunity this year, but he's certainly making the most of it today.
3 best running backs for the University of Rhode Island are all freshmen. 3rd down and 5. Hickson will throw this time. Timing pattern out here looking for Apgar. Chris Helen, who has been there all day, was in on the coverage. And so now it's going to be 4th and 5. Interesting call coming up here.
Chris rolls to his right. That's an awful long throw, and takes a lot of time for that ball to get there. And the corner for BU, Helen, has enough time to make the adjustment and break it up.
So Skip Thomas is going to really try a long field goal here. Call it 50 yards. And it's blocked. And BU again capitalizes. Touchdown, John Hickey. Those are the coaches next door to us there. I think that was a special teams coach who hit the wall.
Well, the special teams have been doing it all year for BU, and here's just another big play by them.
John Hickey, a linebacker. John Schaefer, a defensive lineman, both with touchdowns today. There's the block. Hickey got the block. And there's that hop. You keep following that football, and eventually it comes up on one nice hop right around the hip high.
Well, for a team that was dominated, really, in the 3rd quarter, they certainly know how to score and score in different ways.
Conduct on the offense. The penalty being forced on the kickoff.
Unsportsmanlike conduct called on BU. It'll be enforced on the kickoff, but it's not going to bother them right now.
No,
It's 34-13.
I think they brought their celebration underneath that tent, and that's why they got the unsportsmanlike conduct. You know, when you look back and you play, and you're from Rhode Island, and you're playing, and you look at the stats, and you see the other team scored on defense, they scored on special teams, you know the reason why you don't win.
And then Morello with the extra point. 35 points on the board for VU. And the type of thing people will pick up the paper and they'll say, oh, Doherty had another big day. Well, a lot of people have had big days for VU today.
Well, Hickey just gets in there clean.
Yes, he did, didn't he?
Wasn't touched. You know, oftentimes with a long field goal, too, the kicker will try to kick it a little lower just to get to the added distance.
Like a 2-iron.
Just like a 2-iron. But John is out there, he's celebrating in the grass.
35-13 now. Boston University about to go 7-0 on the season. Their best start ever. It'll be their 9th straight win over 2 years. Morello getting a workout here. Butler and Swistak again will be the deep men for URI.
Good ball, foul. Unsportsmanlike. On the red, 15-yard penalty. On the kickoff.
This time Morello will kick off. It's on about the 20-yard line. Now, URI, the scoreboard says URI is out of this football game, but you know these kids don't feel like they are, because, I mean, they've played BU on relatively even terms here, considering that the scoreboard says they're down by 22 points.
Oh, they have, and it's, you know, it's really disappointing to play as well as they have and yet give up the big plays that have turned into BU touchdowns. Now it becomes you're 3 scores down, 3 touchdowns down. You have to really start thinking about no-huddle offense, throwing the ball a lot, trying to make the big play. And they really shouldn't have to the way they've been able to control the third quarter.
Butler, nice kick by Morello, drives Butler back to about the 18-yard line. Butler trying to get through a crowd and is taken down at just about the 31. Lloyd Keith going to send Hickson back out there, and URI is going to really have to get some offense going. The success in this third quarter has been running the football. We mentioned the fact that Mark Fossey, the fine middle linebacker for BU, was out for the rest of the game and certainly would not be back at all given the score now with a sprained ankle, even though it didn't seem that severe. They're going to give Mark Fossey a chance to rest him. It is a gift to Pooler again. That's been the most successful play for Rody here in the second half. He gets it up to about the 37-yard line before Anthony Primavera was there on the stop. 1 minute and 40 seconds to play here in a strange third quarter. One where the BU special teams and defense have come up with the big plays. A fumble recovery for a touchdown, a blocked field goal for a touchdown. Fixing to give up the middle, and there's running room again for Pooler. Gets it out to about the 42. He's just shy, I believe, of the first down. See what kind of spot he gets.
Well, Coach Keith obviously has tremendous confidence in the way his defense has been playing to come out and start trying to establish the running game and work your way down the field.
That's justified, I would say.
It is. But again, you're in a situation now down by 22 points. With just a quarter left, you've got to start opening it up.
Dixon to give to the first man through. Pickup of maybe 3 over the left side. Kevin Quinn, the backup fullback, who made a nice play on an onside kick earlier in the game. It'll be 1st and 10, and this should be the final play coming up here this third quarter. A happy homecoming crowd here at Nickerson Field as their Terriers appear to be headed for a 7-0 mark. Another give to Pooler. He picks up maybe 2 over the left side, gets it out to about the 45-yard line again. It is Primavera who is there on the stop. And that will be the final play here of the third quarter. An impressive one for the special teams and the defense of Boston University. And the Terriers are rolling along 35-13.
This man's hair loss is starting to become noticeable. He was hoping it would never happen to him.
Stop worrying and go do something about it.
He faces a decision that many men have to make. Today, men are correcting their hair loss early. They can replace their hair with M&J's exclusive Dermalayer process. Dermalayer is a permanent, non-surgical process that not only looks more natural, it feels more natural. You can add as little or as much hair as you want. Only you and your hair loss specialist will know. In 2 sessions, he got back hair that looks, feels, and behaves so naturally. You can shower, water ski, do just about anything, even swim with your new hair.
I feel great about getting my hair back one step at a time. I did it, and you can too.
Available exclusively from M&J International Hair Centers. Call now for a free no-obligation consultation. M&J International Hair Centers, 1-800-596-HAIR.
It's a happy homecoming to this point for the Boston University Terriers as they have a 35-13 lead, and they'll be happy with that score right there, too, as University of Massachusetts upsetting Delaware 43-29. New Hampshire a 7-point lead over Northeastern in the fourth quarter. UMass and Northeastern will be here on the college football game of the week next week on Sports Channel. 15 minutes to go here at Nickerson Field. 35-13, the Terriers of BU dominating on the scoreboard. Kind of a wash on the football field, frankly. Here's Hickson with the long bomb, looking for, and picked off by Helen. Apgar was there, but so was Chris Helen. His 8th interception of the year.
Well, we knew Rhode Island had to throw, and they do deep to this favorite receiver, Apgar, but Chris just comes in and makes a
Great interception.
athletic play, yes.
Yeah.
He was tied, and they had it nationally, going into this week with 7 interceptions.
It's one of those plays where I think Apgar thought he caught it. Zach Burwell with some running room up the middle. Burwell turns it outside and is out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Rob DeSalvo finally caught up with him. Burwell quiet in the third. Rips off about 25 yards here to open the fourth.
It's a nice cut by Zach. That Rhode Island's defense has been playing so well the second half and all the game, really, and to be down by as much as they are isn't really fair to them, and now is an opportunity for them to really, a character-building quarter. Play hard, don't give up.
Better than 7 yards to carry for Zach Burwell this afternoon. That hurt his average a bit, but let's keep the clock moving.
You almost feel sorry for the Rhode Island defense, the way they've been so gutty today, and coming in and not really having a chance to win the game as far as well as they played all afternoon.
Doherty over the middle, has a wide open Henderson. Henderson cuts it outside and goes out of bounds at about the 29-yard line.
Well, Carnell's been the go-to guy today, and he just runs a short crossing pattern, catches the ball, and he knows what to do. Tucks it in and picks up additional yards, good yards. This is where B is so effective. You think they're going to run the ball and eat the clock up, but they have that short passing game, and Doherty as their trigger man.
Doherty's going to scramble a little bit. He's got some running room, takes it down to the 25 and out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. He's about 2 yards short of the first down.
Just scrambling, biding time, and I'm sure that coach likes to see him run out of bounds and not take a hit.
Second down, about a yard and a half to go. The pitch has Burwell, cuts it back inside, gets the first down, is down to about the 16-yard line. Kurt Whiting there on the stop. Now that's an option play.
That is an option play. The quarterback really does pressure that option guy. Makes a nice pitch, and Zach makes a nice cut here. Picks up additional yards, and more important, keeps the clock going.
Doherty looks first at Andrade, now goes over the middle, wide open, touchdown. Manti with the reception. And it is 41-13. That was like a multiple choice test for Rob Doherty. He had a lot of people to pick from there.
He did, and he just kept his cool, stood in the pocket, delivered the ball for the touchdown.
Morello knocks that one through. And the Terriers of BU are not going to hurt their national ranking at all. And with Delaware losing up at the University of Massachusetts, BU could make a real run towards the top 10 in the country in Division I AA.
Doherty's got 3 receivers to his left. And as you said, he just chose the right one.
It has not been the greatest of afternoons for Rob Doherty, but hard to complain about the number of points on the board.
Oh, it is, and they've been scoring on defense, special teams, and that's a sign of a real solid team.
Right
Good
on the money.
throw.
Yeah.
Right on the money.
Butler and Swistak again are back deep as you look at the BU scoring drive. Coming a long afternoon for head coach Floyd Keith.
That's what makes the job tough right there, keeping your troops together with 10 minutes left in the game or 13 minutes left in the game, and realizing you played pretty well. It's just the costly turnovers and mistakes in the kicking game, which have put you in such a big hole.
Swistak at about the 12, trying to come right back up the middle with it and just gets to the 20-yard line. Sometimes you want to say, gee, you're behind by this much, do you start to put the kids in? Well, these are the kids. So he's going to stay with his freshman.
Well, this is going to help their program in the years to come. You know, playing under different situations, and certainly you don't want to have this situation very often, but the more experience these young players get, it's going to pay dividends in the future.
Butler and DeCooley are the 2 wide receivers, and give to the lone tailback. Nothing doing for Jourdain.
And I think the Rhode Island coaching staff has kind of, thrown the white flag out.
Sometimes teams that celebrate homecoming don't see that flag. Coaches do, but I'm not sure the players always. Give again to Jourdain over the right side, and he's not finding too much there. Lonzo Cumberlander in on the stop for BU as Dan Allen's going to be using a lot of folks here in the final 12 minutes of this one. Zednik, the pass-catching tight end, comes back in, although Frank Marinello will argue with me on that after that play in the first quarter. 3rd and 11. Now it's going to be about 3rd and 16.
Well, it always happens. jumps offside.
Dead ball foul. False start. On the offense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat third down.
You know, you look at the big plays in the third quarter, the strip and pickup for the recovered fumble and touchdown and the block kick. But the one play, the interception by Rhode Island, the return and fumble.
Yep.
Fumble. Mm-hmm. Rhode Island had an opportunity to get great field position and just turn the ball over.
Dixon on 3rd and 16. He's going to throw it. Gets it out here to Cameron Pooler. Nice move to get around one man, but he can't get away from Condi, who is in at the middle linebacking spot now. It's well short of the first down, but there is a flag on the play. And an illegal block against Rhode Island, which I'm pretty sure is going to be not a factor. John May has already gone back in deep formation to receive the punt. And I think we're going to see Greg Moore in and playing some quarterback
On the offense.
for BU.
Penalty is declined. Fourth down.
4th and 16 for the Rams. BU will get it back with about 11 minutes to go here. We'll see. They will probably try to eat up some time, although that's a hard thing too, Steve. You put a backup quarterback in and then tie his hands.
Especially a senior.
Yeah. Senior who's pretty good.
Who wants to come back to homecoming and brag a little.
Line drive kick. May. And a nice bounce on that. And John May's got some running room. And it takes it down to about the 38-yard line.
Well, that is a punter's nightmare, having to make a tackle.
And there's a look at Greg Moore, 6'3" senior from New Fairfield, Connecticut, who had, ironically enough, the best game of his career against the University of Rhode Island last year. Jay Hobbs is in it. Wide receiver is, again, Dan Allen's going to be playing a lot of different folks down the stretch here, but the offensive philosophy may not change a whole lot. Moore wants to throw, scrambles, and completes the pass out to Hobbs.
And everyone associated with BU's program says that Greg Moore has really been a plus for them. He's a fifth-year senior coming back, backing up Doherty, has never complained at all and just been a tremendous influence. And you need players like this to have good teams. And certainly Greg's had, a great experience and shown that he's a true winner.
He was 33 of 54 against BU, against Rhode Island, rather, last year in this game. Good for 3 touchdowns and 306 yards passing. They've got a penalty marker down. Pass interference against the offense. And the way Jay Hobbs has those hands outstretched, I think it's him. There are the numbers from last year. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 306 yards. You'd think days like that when you keep your job.
Pass interference on the offense. 15-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
That'd be scary for the defense of Rhode Island watching last year's film and realizing this guy's the backup quarterback.
Call it 2nd and 14 now with just under 11 minutes to go in this game. A game that BU is totally in control of on the scoreboard, and the numbers will eventually come out their way. Stevenson makes a nice move as he cuts it back to the middle, and Stevenson keeps on going down to about the 18-yard line.
Here, Greg, is a 3-step drop, quick out. And when you have skilled people, they make big plays. And there's just another example of that talented group of receivers that BU has. Greg still might get his 54 throws in today, Mike.
More to the air again. Looking for his people to move. Throws a rocket down there to the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Jim Lippy. It is a final now from Amherst, and UMass has upset Delaware 43-29. That's a big, big win for UMass. That'll make homecoming a little happier at BU. Delaware ranked in the country's top 10 in 1AA. Spot that the Terriers are aiming for. There's a big hole up the middle, and going for the touchdown is Don Benaglio. The 5'8" freshman pops it up the middle.
Here's that trap that BU's been running. Burwell scored earlier in the game, and here Don turns into a touchdown also. This is great experience for him, being a freshman and having the guy playing in front of you as senior, realizing you have a real opportunity next year to be the featured back. This is a great experience for him.
Morello again. And he misses one. The leg must be tired.
That looked like my 2-iron.
Well, we're going to take a timeout. It is all BU 48-13. We'll be back with the final 10 minutes of this in just a moment.
Things haven't been that great with Steve and me for a while, so it's not a total surprise. It's still a little scary being on your own now. I think we need to start thinking about money. I haven't begun to think about that. When I went through this, I sat down with a broker over at P. Weber. He looked at my hand and he came up with a plan. Basically just letting me get on with my life. And how did he know what you needed? Fortunately for me, he asked.
Introducing Roy's Reuben.
I used to date a guy named Reuben.
With corned beef, melted Swiss, sauerkraut, and Thousand Island untoasted rye bread. It's a little bit sour, a little bit sweet.
Yeah, that was Reuben.
We serve it up hot.
Yeah, that was Reuben.
But hurry, it'll only stick around a few weeks.
That was Reuben.
A one of a kind taste for Rogers.
We are back to a happy homecoming here at Nickerson Field on the campus of Boston University. Mike Bowman along with Steve Nelson. It's 48-13 as BU looking every bit like one of the top Division I AA teams in the country. And they will be looking to move up in the national rankings this week. Terriers had hoped that they would have moved up more than they did. They were 18th going into their game last week against Richmond, a good football team. They beat Richmond at Richmond. They just barely moved up in the standings. We'll see what happens this week. Again, one upset of note already in, and that's Delaware has lost. There's Butler with a lot of running room off the kick, and he gets it all the way out to the 42-yard line. And that's where the Rams will take over as we approach 10 minutes to go in the game. And Hickson's going to stay in at quarterback. See if URI is going to try to run the football here, or they're just going to put it up. There's Fuller going over the right side, and that's good for about 5 or 6 yards.
If you're on URI's sidelines, these next 10 minutes cannot go fast enough. And it's been a long afternoon. They played their hearts out, but come up short.
Cameron Fuller with the most yards anyone has attained against BU rushing this year, coming up with 93. And again, we expected Jourdain to be the featured back this afternoon. He has the football right now. No gain. It's going to be about 3rd and 5. BU now with New Hampshire, Buffalo, Connecticut, and James Madison left on their schedule. No offense to any of those schools, but you would have to say those are all winnable games, very winnable games for this football team. A chance to go undefeated. Pass out on the flat. Nice little move there. Good for the first down. Cameron Pooler with the catch, and Cumberlander in on the stop. Pooler gets any kind of spot here, he's going to get the first down, and he does.
A little possession pass. Cameron's played a real strong game today and struggles for a first down. You know, it's so difficult to go undefeated during the course of the season, Mike, but when you have the opportunity and the personnel on defense and special teams and the way they play as a team, BU certainly has that chance.
Jourdain trying to take it outside, and he's able to pick up maybe 4 yards. Jake Slemmer was in on the stop for BU. URI really not trying to hurry up the offense here.
They don't want to see Greg Moore in there again. The ball over the yard.
Dixon takes the snap with about 7 seconds left on the clock. Trying to go to Zednik, and does. Completes it down to about the 22-yard line.
That was a great catch by Ralph Zednik. It's cold. It's in the 4th quarter. You're down by 5 touchdowns. You know you're going to get hit. You go up and make the catch and then protect the football.
Todd Farrell, one of them in there on the stop, as Hickson also takes a pop after he releases it. First down, though, for the Rams. Ball on the 21-yard line. The give is to Jourdain, trying to cut it back, and does. Gets it inside to maybe the 15. Condi in on the stop.
You really have to give to your Rhode Island for not packing it in and just, you know, playing, and their offensive line's coming off the ball. The runners are fighting for extra yards. It's a real testimony to a well-coached bunch of players who you know, have a lot of courage.
Movement top of the screen. Padilla was jumped offside, but I'm sure he felt somebody drew him off. We'll see what the officials have to say.
Dead ball. Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That was Ivins all by himself. And we'll move it up to the 11-yard line and make it a first down for Hickson and company. 6 minutes and about 47 seconds left to go in the game. We'll hole up the middle, and Pooler's able to pick up maybe 2 or 3, gets it down to close to the 5. John Schaefer, who has had a strong game here for BU, and on the stop. Pooler will go out, and Jourdain will come back in. Butler also comes back in, and Zednik goes out. Here's the pitch, Jourdain, and looked to cut it back and lost his footing. Chris Helm
clock was very fast today for the game. Well, I don't think we'll see the option down here, Mike.
You've been nearly perfect on your play calling all day, too, Steve. So Hickson looking to throw, gets it out there. Butler has it down around the 3. Jake Slemmer quickly in on the stop.
Well, no doubt they'll go for it now.
It'll be 4th and goal. Butler wanted that ball to get to him a little quicker than it did. Last shot for the Rams here to probably get into the end zone this afternoon with under 5 minutes to go. And there was the rollout by Hickson, and it's stopped by the BU defense.
Well, they did run the option. I think I'm perfect now.
Jose Condi in on the stop. Chris Hickson throws the ball very well, but he is not a running quarterback.
And, of course, Chris has the bruised ribs from last week, and, again, the option is an option, and the quarterback's got to be a ball carrier, a running back, and Chris certainly, because of injury or whatever, does not fit that role.
Greg Fournier being helped off the field. And a quick reminder, don't miss the next edition of Eddie Andelman's Tuesday Night Football. Every week, Eddie and sports writers Ron Hobson, Kevin Mannix, and Ron Borges will give you the lowdown on the New England Patriots. Plus, there's surprise guests, comedy, naturally, with Eddie there, and much more. So turn on Sports Channel every Tuesday night at 10 o'clock for Eddie Andelman's Tuesday Night Football. Chris Hickson relaxing on the sideline, and his day may well be over. BU trying to keep it on the ground. Ron Jenkins, the running back. Sophomore out of the Bronx. Calzabetta in on the stop. It would appear to be a first down. Most points since they put 50 up against Morgan State.
Holding on the offense, half the distance to the goal line, repeat first down.
Repeat the first down, as you heard our referee say off the holding call. Moore looking to throw, is in trouble. Whoa. Just kind of a jump shot he put out there.
Well, this is a way to be remembered, your senior year at homecoming.
Yeah. A safety is called.
Greg ran out of real estate.
And well, you get a real bird's eye view of this one as Greg is in lots of trouble, and then steps on the line right at the end. He tried to pop it out there unsuccessfully.
Garofalo with that, and he's been a real defensive star for Rhode Island this year with 9 sacks going into today's game, and he's played a good game today also.
So that'll make it 48-15, and URI is going to get the ball one more time as we look around some New England college football scores. New Hampshire with a 21-6 lead on the final, rather, over Northeastern. Penn beat Brown today 34-9. Connecticut by 1 over Maine, 14-13. And Bucknell, a 10-point win over the Crusaders of Holy Cross, 33-23. URI this afternoon is going to see their record go to 3-5. They'll be 1-4 in the Yankee Conference. First year for head coach Floyd Keith. BU, meanwhile, will go to was 7-0, 5-0 in the Yankee Conference. Dan Allen's club, the best start ever for a Boston University football team, and they have been playing football around here at BU since 1880 something. You know?
Well, of course, the Boston's got to kick off. Boston U's got to kick off from the 20-yard line, and oftentimes after a safety, you see the punter punting. It's one of the rare times I've seen a kicker actually putting the ball in play after a safety. Imagine the BU punter doesn't get a lot of action anyways with that offense.
He doesn't even shower. Over the head of Butler. He's going to have to field it down at the 1. Outside's hoping for a wall. Oh, nice move as Butler takes it. Oh! Cy Butler with some running room. And Butler takes it all the way down.
What an effort.
To about the 33-yard line. There is a penalty marker, a couple of them down, actually. But that was a heck of an effort by the freshman from Brockton.
You see Cy retreating, getting behind his wall.
He hit behind that wall.
He did. Great juke right there.
Yeah, I see the flags come flying out.
That was questionable.
Yeah, I thought so. And wait for the official call.
Oh, it's
They're holding
Yeah.
on the kicking team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Who was BU holding at the 50-yard line?
They weren't holding Cy, I know that. Cy was running. That's one of those calls you put under questionable, I guess.
Dave Nordstrom is going to get some minutes here at quarterback for the Rams. Nordstrom's handoff, unlike Greg Moore, who got the come out throwing. Not so for Dave Nordstrom. Under 4 minutes now to go in this one, a game dominated by the Terriers 48-15. URI scored first in this game. They hung in through the first half, opened the second half like they really were going to make a game of it, and a combination of mistakes, excellent special team play by BU. Here's Nordstrom on a rollout himself to the right side, puts his head down, goes out of bounds at about the 16. Todd Farrell over there to knock him out. But this game just got away from Rhode Island early in the third quarter.
You can see just miscommunication between the back and the quarterback. I think Dave went the wrong way. He had the presence to run with it and picked up some yards.
3rd and 4 now. Ball spotted from about the 17-yard line. Woodson wants to throw it. He's in a bit of trouble, and the pass is knocked away by Woike with the defensive move. And so 4th and 4 for the Rams. They no doubt will try for it here. Nordstrom scrambling up. Nice play by Woike. Fourth and 4. 3 minutes and 20-odd seconds left to go in this one from Nickerson Field. Nordstrom's pass had the man wide open and threw it behind him. too bad, as Nordstrom had a chance to hit Sean Morgan, who was open. But BU now will take over on downs. And maybe Greg Moore will come out firing. I'm not sure.
He did on the 2-yard line.
Chris Pincence is going to get a shot at quarterback. So let's see what they allow Chris to do. And penalty markers go down. The clock had not run out, so it's not delay of the game.
Dead ball foul, false start on the offense.
Chris
5-yard penalty,
getting a
receive
chance to
first down.
play homecoming and against the University of Rhode Island, as he's from Woodstock. Penalty against BU, so it'll be 1st and 15. Ball spotted now on the 12-yard line. See, Chris is figuring now. Steve, 1st and 15. I got to throw the ball now. The throwing down.
You know what I've been watching all day, Mike, is the offensive linemen in their stance before the snap. Their legs have to be tired after a day of holding that position. They've done a good job today.
What do you think about that position that you see so many offensive linemen now assuming? Makes sense to you? You like it?
Well, I think one of the advantages now with the offensive linemen are getting to be so tall that it just blocks the vision of linebackers, and that's obviously good for the offense. But they have no any type of explosion out of that stance. There's no the old pad under pad theory about running the football. They don't have that opportunity since their pads are so hard to begin with, and it's easy to get underneath their pads. Plus, it looks like, I don't know, it looks like they're holding up a stick or something when they're or leaning on a rake or something.
Plenty of time, and the pass a little low. Pass was intended for Jenkins out of the backfield, and so now BU will have to give up the football again with 2 minutes and 36 seconds, I believe, if I'm reading the clock right. We've got a penalty against BU.
Holding on the offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
So Morello will kick. There are the final numbers on Robert Doherty. Not one of his most memorable days, but he'll take it. 14 of 26, 170 yards. Actually, we're told now those are his lowest numbers of the season. Doherty, one of these guys who will just take a win and go home and be just as happy. And good teams win in a variety of ways. That's what BU did here this afternoon. And that kick's going nowhere. Out of bounds at just about the 25-yard line. And that is where Rhode Island will take over. Let's see, did somebody get a piece of this, or did he just kick it straight up in the air?
It doesn't look like it was tipped. Mike is also the kicker, and that's why we saw him after the safety kicking the ball off.
1st and 10 for Rhode Island with about 2:29 left in this one. Nordstrom still in at quarterback. Threw that one a little hard over the middle, looking for Cameron Pooler. Rhode Island will continue on the road next week as they will go down to play at Villanova. And BU will go out on the road, and they will be up at New Hampshire. Jourdain takes it down to about the 18. As we see the game from Dan Allen's point of view. And again, the Terriers now will be 7-0 in the season, their best start ever. Here's Jourdain taking it up the middle.
Rhode Island's run the ball pretty effectively today against BU. With Jourdain and Pooler.
Markers down everywhere.
You know, Mike, even though they're down by 5 touchdowns, I think Rhode Island had some very positive things today. And with the young team they do have, it's really something to build on.
Dead ball foul. Encroachment.
Matt Claflin was the guilty party there.
Third down.
Well, Floyd Keith, you can tell by talking with Floyd, he has an agenda. He knows what he wants to do. And as we have remarked over the course of the game, he's brought in a remarkable number of young people at the skill positions, and he's going to go with them, and they're going to play. And I'm sure he didn't make many friends amongst the seniors at URI when he came in, but, you know, it's his job, and he's going to win or lose with his people, apparently.
That's right. He's, you know, like you said, he's got an agenda. He's got a 4-year program. And obviously starting these freshmen and giving them experience is one of the big points of it.
Pass is knocked away by Don Hubbard. Sending Francie Jourdain in with the play. Ball on about the 13-yard line, 2nd and 10.
All right.
Karchizak. Jourdain up the middle takes it down to maybe the 8. And this is a game, too, I think that Dan Allen, even though the scoreboard says what it says, I think is going to have some things that he's going to be able to get on his offense about as they get ready for New Hampshire and continue along this week. But I think BU probably, as people look at this tape, are going to see that there's a lot more to BU than just Rob Doherty. This team finds ways to win. Nordstrom scrambling. Nearly picked, and it is picked off. And in the end zone, Wakey coming up with the interception. .29 seconds left. BU begins to celebrate, and they've done well to wait this long.
Well, Nordstrom drops back, is flushed out of the pocket, trying to make a play. The ball is tipped and picked off. It's a question if he didn't really caught the ball on the 2-yard line and retreated in the end zone if it wasn't a safety, but the officials marked it a 2-yard line. What I was pointing out, Mike, was that they had some BU players had a bucket of water and were heading to the coach. Can you imagine a day like today?
You better wait till the final 20 seconds for that one. And Jenkins gets it out to about the 9-yard line. And that could well be the final play of the afternoon. Even though it's a no-huddle offense, is Vincent's going to try to run one more? No sense in rubbing it in. Dan Allen avoids the water bucket.
And he's happy about that.
Yeah, and he is 7-0, the best start ever for Boston University. They have won 9 straight over 2 years. And for the 5th time in 6 tries, they take University of Rhode Island down in their homecoming game. We'll be back with some final thoughts from Nickerson Field in just a minute.
You can start losing up to 10, 20, 50, even 100 pounds with the powerful new doctor-approved Magic Trim Diet Pill program for only $9.95. This doctor-approved diet pill program works like magic. It's so powerful, you can burn more body fat relaxing all day than bicycling 25 miles or sweating through 5 hours of aerobics. Pennsylvania's Frank Tepper rapidly lost an incredible 43 pounds.
It came off quickly. I couldn't believe it.
Colorado's Sandra Jones lost 32 pounds, easily dropping from a size 13 to a size 7. Deborah Vincelette from Massachusetts lost 52 pounds, burning away an amazing 10 inches from her waist. Teresa Wells from Texas quickly lost 38 pounds with her doctor-approved Magic Trim Diet Pill program. And Oregon's Lisa Ludwig rapidly lost 40 pounds, easily trimming from a size 9 to a size 3. With new Magic Trim, Darlene Skaggs easily lost 26 pounds. Diana Cowden quickly lost 48 pounds. Bonnie Martin rapidly lost 57 pounds. And Bill Stewart lost an absolutely astounding 155 pounds. Now you too can easily lose weight by calling 1-800-340-4100 for your Magic Trim Diet Pill program for only $9.95. Personal checks and credit cards accepted. Call 1-800-340-4100 now to order your 21-day supply for only $9.95. Call right now. Your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. Remember, have your checkbook or credit card ready when calling. That's 1-800-340-4100. Call now.
For the third straight season, Sports Channel proudly presents an exclusive for our baseball fans. Baseball's greatest games, the great moments, the milestones, the magic. On the premiere, it's Game 7 of the 1968 World Series. With the Cardinals and Tigers deadlock, the World Championship was riding on one game. Bob Gibson and Mickey Lolich would duel for glory or defeat. Baseball's greatest games premieres Monday at 7 on Sports Channel.
Welcome back once again, everyone, to Nickerson Field, and a happy homecoming crowd is leaving here right now as the Boston University Terriers, with an impressive 48-15 win over the University of Rhode Island Rams today. Not the one-man show maybe that many expected out of Rob Doherty, but this is a quality football team, and there's a lot of ways they can beat you. They showed that this afternoon.
Absolutely, Mike. They scored points on defense. They scored points in the special teams, and even though Doherty wasn't at his best, they found ways to win.
Let's take a look at our GMAC player of the game, and that's the guy you talked to at halftime, Zach Burwell.
Zach had a big day, and certainly early in the game ran for 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards rushing. Really was the focal point of their offense today.
Okay, and we're going to take a look coming up next at our speedy play of the game, and it's an interesting. We think it's an interesting one we've chosen because to begin the second half, it looked like URI really had a chance to get back into this game, and this is the play that kind of turned the momentum really hopelessly in BU's direction.
It did, and they, like you said, Mike, they had a great opportunity. Here's the free safety, makes the interceptions, returning the ball. And again, when teams are winning, you find winning plays. And here's a wide out coming up, strips the ball. BU regains possession of it, and from there it was all downhill.
Yeah, nice play by Walker, coming from behind, staying in the play to knock it away from Swistak. And when it looked like URI was actually going somewhere, it turned out BU was headed into the end zone. We'll be back with some final thoughts here from Nickerson Field in just a minute.
What's happening at Mobile? Let's take a look.
Our Super Plus detergent gasoline not only cleans fuel injectors and intake valves,
it also controls deposits in the very heart of your engine. Down here, the cylinder and piston.
So come down to the Big Red O and drive your engine clean with Mobile Super Plus, the detergent gasoline.
Hey, I used to look like you, but the latest equipment, personal trainer, make you more of a man. See, I had a brother who used to flick me, ouch, and anyway, we have a free trial offer. We got a deal.
The 9X Yellow Pages. It's surprising what the ads can tell you.
This book, I can
Discover the defensive training secrets of America's finest baseball school in an exciting videotape. Baseball World's Defensive Drills video features professional scout and instructor Tommy Mansky and the same revolutionary new training techniques that have produced Baseball World's back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams. The defensive drills video vastly improves players' arm strength, running speed, quickness, agility, and infield and outfield defensive skills. Even coaches practice organization. Lou Pavlovich, Jr., editor of Collegiate Baseball magazine, calls it a masterpiece, the best defensive drill video ever produced. Many professional players are excited about this videotape. Just ask Atlanta Braves superstar Fred McGriff.
This is the instructional video that gets results.
Baseball World's defensive drills video makes a great gift and benefits players of all ages and ability levels. To order your copy for only $29.95, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-854-1700. That's 1-800-854-1700.
It really worked for me.
Back for some final words here at Nickerson Field as Boston University is off to the best start in their history. They are 7-0 now on the season, 9-0 overall. Mike Gorman along with Steve Nelson taking a look at the AC Delco final stats in this game. The stats were pretty even at halftime, and as we look at the final numbers up there now, really, again, they're still fairly even.
They are, Mike. The one big difference is turnovers. Rhode Island had 5 turnovers compared to Boston's, and of course, as we said before, the blocked field goal for a touchdown, recovered fumble for a touchdown, scoring every way, defense, special teams, offense, just an all-around effort today by BU.
BU's legit, though, huh?
Oh, I think so. With a quarterback like they have, and with the outside speed, with a good running back, plus a defense that's scoring. Now the injury problems might be something that you have to take into consideration. But the way they play in special teams, and this is a total team effort, I would say so, yes.
And Mark Fossey, the fine middle linebacker, who went down with an ankle sprain. We hope that is just a temporary thing. He was out in the second half and moving around the sidelines. Let's take a look at what's coming up next here on Sports Channel, and we'll be joining the Massachusetts Special Olympics. Together we win. And then don't forget, later on tonight, the Whalers are here. It'll be Buffalo and Hartford. That one will be live tonight. And next college football coming up next week. Mike Lynch will be back here along with Steve Nelson. The UMass Minutemen run up against the Northeastern Huskies. Live coverage begins at 1 next Saturday here on Sports Channel. There's the final score once again, 48-15. For my partner, Steve Nelson, I'm Mike Gorman. Thanks for joining us. Good night, everybody. The New England College Football Game of the Week on Sports Channel